and failure in life. Let's sing Jai Radha Madhav, and thereafter we'll sing Sri Krishna Lila Stava, which is glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam that has been handed down. So can we make sure, because throughout the class we'll be referring to that anyone new comes, someone gives them the sheets. Okay, thank you. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Vijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajanarandana Jaya Yamati Ramanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajanarandana Jaya Yamuna Priyakamachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Priyakamachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Srimad Bhagavatam Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. We'll sing. We'll get the mic, another mic. So this Glories of Srimad Bhagavatam by Sanatana Goswami, and after that we'll discuss on its meanings. So it's call and response. So whether Mataji will be singing and then you can repeat.
Sarva Shastrebhi Piyusha Sarva Vedeka Satphala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya Sarva Loke Kadrik Prada Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavata Prabho Kali Dhvantoti Aditya Shri Krishna Parivartita Paramananda Pathaya Prema Varshi Aksharayate Sarvada Sarva Sevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namostute Madeka Bandhu Mat Sangin Mat Guru Man Mahadhana Man Nishtaraka Mat Bhagya Mat Ananda Namostute Ashadhu Sadhuta Dayan Ati Nicho Chatakara Hana Muncha Kadachinmam Premna Hit Kanthayosphura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Shri Krishna Lila Stava ki, Shri Sanatana Goswami ki, Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Let's do Mangla Charan. Om अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. If I can again make a request to everyone, please move right forward. We haven't even started in it. The room looks already full. This will save us moving a few times. Right forward. Come right forward. Yes, very good. Thank you. You can move this chair away. So, Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Katha Amritam Satata Pipatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Panthanam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam Bhutair Mahadbhir Yaima Puro Vibhu Nirma Yashete Yatamushu Purusha Bhumte Gunan Shodasha Shodashatmaka Solang Krisishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Solang Krisishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me. So I seek blessings from my spiritual master, to whom Srimad Bhagavatam was very, very dear. And his life and soul was Srimad Bhagavatam. course of discussion, I'm sure inevitably, I will speak about him and how he used to relish Srimad Bhagavatam. And I seek blessings of ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, whose greatest contribution to humanity has been Srimad Bhagavatam. Because even if we were not in the time when he was physically around, but he has left the ecstasies of his loving service to Lord Shri Radha Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam. Our Guru Maharaj used to say, if physically it was possible for Srila Prabhupada to take his heart out and put it in Srimad Bhagavatam, he would have done that. And actually he has done it, because whatever the words that emanated from Srila Prabhupada's mouth is the Srimad Bhagavatam. And I seek blessings of all the senior devotees in this assembly and all of you, the Guru Parampara, their Lordship Shri Radhagiri Govardhandhari, and Krishna in form of Srimad Bhagavatam himself, so that we may be able to glorify him. So, let's look at these verses that you have got. Last 2 days, the projector has been failing, so I did not have the courage to take the risk. So I printed this out as well. But I think the verses are in projector as well. So let's look at the meanings. Please repeat. Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha. O Srimad Bhagavatam. O nectar chain from the ocean of all the scriptures. So Srimad Bhagavatam firstly is the essence of all the scriptures. In Kali Yuga, everyone wants the essence. Now what is the main thing? Tell. So Srimad Bhagavatam is that essence of all scriptures. So essence in Sanskrit is called Sara. So when the sages were assembled about 5,000 years ago in the pilgrim place of Naimisharanya, then this one particular question amongst many was asked, that Bhuri ni Bhuri Karmani, Shrotavyani Vibhagasha. There are many varieties of karma activities to be done. And especially people coming from India are most confused because there are so many scriptures, 108 Upanishads, 18 Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Shri Radhagiri Govardhandhari ki, and so many other scriptures. So what to do, what not to do? Everyone's confused. So they tell this question about 5,000 years ago, because 5,000 years ago they were confused as well. They said, Bhuri ni Bhuri Karmani. There are many varieties of activities to be done as per the scriptures. Shrotavyani Vibhagasa. Different divisions of scriptures tell different things to do. However, Ataha Sadhu Atra Yat Saram. Oh Sadhu, you give us the Saram. Saram means essence. How? Samudritya Manishaya. When you churn the milk, what comes out? Butter, eventually. Butter is the essence. And when the churning of ocean is done, what comes out? Nectar, Amrit. That is the essence. So he says, Samudritya Manishaya. So our Manishya means intelligence. So please churn your intelligence and get the essence out of what you have understood. Please repeat. Bhuri ni Bhuri Karmani. Bhuri ni Bhuri Karmani. Shrotavyani Vibhagasa. Shrotavyani Vibhagasa. Atah Sadhu Atrayat Saram. Atah Sadhu Atrayat Saram. Samudritya Manishaya. Samudritya Manishaya. Samudritya ocean. Churn the ocean and get the nectar out. And then what should happen with this nectar? Bhurini bhadraya bhutanam. That bhadraya means auspicious. Whatever nectar, the essence you give, the qualification required is it should be auspicious for everyone, all bhutanam, all living entities. And how can we test that it is auspicious for all living entities? He says, Yenatma suprasiddhati. That by having that nectar, the soul will be fully satisfied. You will become happy. Who here wants not to be happy? Everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to be satisfied. So this Srimad Bhagavatam will give us happiness and satisfaction. Why? Because Sarva Shastrabdhi Piyusha. Piyusha means nectar. This is the nectar of the essence of all scriptures. And it will satisfy the taste. Now, who is Srimad Bhagavatam written by? Vyasadeva. And most of the scriptures, who were they written by? Vyasadeva also. But when Vyasadeva had written, so many scriptures, 18 Puranas, 108 Upanishads, and so forth, Vedanta Sutra, Mahabharata, but he was unsatisfied. So if the author himself is unsatisfied, who will buy his books? So, Narad Muni, his spiritual master, came and saw the source of his dissatisfaction. And Narad Muni told him two reasons. Firstly, because you have not consistently glorified the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, his name, form, pastimes. Therefore, you are not satisfied. So, such a big person, Vyasadeva, who's supposed to be the literary incarnation of God, he is not satisfied. Because why? He had deviated from the essence. So then what to speak of us? So if we want to be satisfied, this point is to be taken, then Srimad Bhagavatam will give us that satisfaction. Nothing else will give satisfaction. Srimad Bhagavatam will give us that satisfaction. And second thing, Naishkarmya, that even though something may seem to be religious, there's so many so-called pseudo-religious activities happening. But if it is not centered around Srimad Bhagavatam, one will miss the point. Like Vyasadeva had missed the point completely. Therefore, really, if one wants to follow the essence of religion, one has to come to Bhagavatam Dharma. There is no other way one can get this satisfaction except for Srimad Bhagavatam. So that person who had written 108 Upanishads, 18 Puranas, and still was unsatisfied, but after all that, he finally, on instructions of his spiritual master Narad Muni, wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he became fully satisfied. Yena atma suprasiddhati, the soul becomes fully satisfied. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the food for the soul. It will quench the thirst of the living entity who is running here and there to get happiness. Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha, Sarva Vedaika Satphala. Because Srimad Bhagavatam, please repeat, O most prominent, transcendental fruit of all Vedas. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental fruit of all Vedas. So in very third verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva says, Nigama kalpa taror galitam phalam. So Nigama means Vedas. So all the Vedas are there. So in Padma Puran, this pastime is there. Bhavamai Mataji touched on it briefly yesterday. That in Kali Yuga, when Narad Muni went to Vrindavan, and there he saw one young lady, and there were two old peasants lying on her lap. And the young lady was morose and crying. So Narad Muni asked, "Who are you? And who are these old men?" So the young lady replied, "I am Bhakti Devi, who is very dear to Krishna. But I have become very weak because this is the effect of Kali Yuga. And these two are my sons, Jnana and Vairagya." So Jnana means knowledge, Vairagya means detachment. So Narad Muni said, "But these two are old and you are young." So Bhakti Devi narrated how, due to effect of Kali Yuga, the Jnana and Vairagya, knowledge and detachment, they become completely absent. They become old and weak. Because Bhakti becomes weak, so Jnana and Vairagya, they also become old. But once Bhakti reaches Vrindavan, then Bhakti again rejuvenates her youth. But Jnana and Vairagya still remain old. So even if you go to Vrindavan and you don't take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, you will not get the full results. Visiting Vrindavan Dham means having Srimad Bhagavatam with you, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the sadhus there. Without it, the Jnana and Vairagya will remain old. So Narad Muni then took a vow that if I don't revive these two sons of Bhakti, Jnana and Vairagya, then I shall not be called the devotee of Lord Hari. And immediately there was Akashvani, a sound from the sky. "Oh, blessed Narad, praise to you, praise to you, praise to you." And Narad Muni then started reciting the Vedas, Vedanta Sutra, Bhagavad Gita. But then when he recited the shlokas, Jnana and Vairagya, they opened their eyes. But as soon as the shlokas were finished, again closed the eyes and became unconscious. So Narad Muni became perplexed. This Vedanta Sutra is the summary of all the scriptures. That is one of the last works before Srimad Bhagavatam of Vyasadeva. And still they did not wake up. So Narad Muni already had taken a vow that I will not be called the devotee of Lord Hari if I don't revive these two. And now his situation was very perplexing. So there was another Akashvani, sound vibration from the sky, that, "O Narada, your endeavors will meet success. When you meet some great personalities who will tell you to undertake the greatest welfare activity, and after taking that greatest welfare activity, these two sons of Bhakti, Jnana and Vairagya, will wake up." So Narad Muni started wondering, very good, I have a clue. But what is the greatest welfare activity? So Narad Muni started going and asking everyone, what is the greatest welfare activity? Some were saying, okay, give some charity. Some were saying, do some yagna. Some were saying, recite scriptures. So Narad Muni said, I have tried reciting scriptures. So did you recite Bhagavad Gita? Yes. Have you recited Vedanta Sutra? Yes, I have done that. So then, even those persons who were advising Narad Muni, they became perplexed. And still nothing happened. They did not wake up. So then Narad Muni became very worried, and he started going towards Haridwar. And there he met the 4 sons of Brahma, the Sanat Kumaras. And Sanat Kumaras, when saw that Narad Muni was morose and worried, they asked, "What is the cause of your despondency, O Narada? You are supposed to be happy and always singing the glories of the Lord." So Narada replied and told the situation. These 2 sons of Bhakti Devi, Jnana and Vairagya, they are unconscious. And Narada Muni told them whatever he has done. But then the Sanat Kumaras told them, you haven't sung and recited Srimad Bhagavatam? And Narada Muni said, "No, I haven't done that." So he said, "No, you should have done that. Through that they would have revived." So Narada Muni then said, "But all the scriptures I have recited already. And Srimad Bhagavatam is a summary of all the scriptures. So it should have acted. But all the scriptures in Kali Yuga are described like a tree. So you have a mango tree. You have twigs, you have trunk, you have leaves. So if you want to get the nutritious part of the tree, can you just take the leaves and eat it? Because the nutrition, whatever is in mango leaf, will also be in the mango, isn't it? It's part of the tree. No, you can't digest that. Similarly, in Kali Yuga, no other scripture can be digested. But Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva says in the second verse, please repeat, Nigam kalpataror galitam phalam. So Nigama means Vedas and kalpataro means the desire tree. Desire tree, that means this tree will fulfill all the desires of our heart. Anything that we want, yes, Srimad Bhagavatam has the power to fulfill it. But what is worth desiring, that is also important, and that Srimad Bhagavatam gives. We'll discuss a bit later. But to start off with, if you have any desire in your heart, Srimad Bhagavatam will fulfill that desire. The example is given of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj wanted a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather, who is Lord Brahma, the first living being and the engineer of this universe. So no one can occupy the position of Brahma. What to speak of having higher position than him? But Dhruva Maharaj, through following Bhagavad Dharma, achieved that position. So when Srimad Bhagavatam gives, it gives beyond our wildest of imaginations. Therefore it is called Satphala, the fruit. And how is this fruit? It is said, Nigam kalpataror galitam phalam. It is a ripened fruit. Mango is known as the king of all fruits. When you have ripened mango, nothing can describe. You have to just relish it. Sukha mukhat amrita drava samyutam. And the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami, his lips has touched this fruit and it has become even sweeter. So Vyasadeva makes a recommendation. Pibata Bhagavatam rasam malayam. So you drink this nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam through the channel of your ears. It is rasam alayam. Rasam is full of nectar, full of juice. And those who are not liberated and those who are also liberated, even liberated persons, can relish this nectar. Some people say, okay, if I achieve perfection, then what there remains to be done? Srimad Bhagavatam says, Srimad Bhagavatam still can be sung and relished, even if you are intoxicated with love of God. Muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. So those rasikas who know the mellows of what will give one pleasure, they actually take Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarva Vedaika Satphala. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is the Satphala of all the Vedas. So then after that, the four Kumaras, they recited the Srimad Bhagavatam in Haridwar. And the sound vibration of Srimad Bhagavatam in Haridwar was enough to revive the two sons of Bhakti Devi, Jnana and Vairagya in Vrindavan. And they woke up fully. And when Jnana and Vairagya wake up, then Bhakti becomes fully nourished. So there are three things. What are they? Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya. Bhakti means loving devotional service to Krishna. Jnana means that knowledge which is the foreground of that bhakti. And Vairagya means detachment from all the nonsense things that we are currently attached to. So this is the philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Vairagya Vidya Nij Bhakti Yoga Sikshartha Eka Purusha Puranam Sri Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharir Dhari Bhavam Kripam Buddhim Yat Aham Prapadye. That is the ocean of mercy. Kripam Buddhim Yat Sharanam Prapadye. That he specially came to teach this, that Vairagya, detachment from all nonsense things that are entangling us in this world. And Vidya, knowledge. Nija Bhakti Yoga, his own devotional service. So, in the preface, you can say, or summary of Srimad Bhagavatam, the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, you can say is the executive summary of whole of Srimad Bhagavatam. So these books you see here, 12 cantos, 18 books I think sets are there. And out of that, 34 shlokas is the executive summary of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is in the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam has how many verses? Roughly? 18,000. 18,000 verses. And one intelligent person one day went through all pages of Srimad Bhagavatam and counted whether it's true or not. 18,000 verses. And he came back to me saying, Prabhu, it's not true. It's not 18,000. I have counted it. I said, oh man, this guy, what to do with him? Then I started investigating how 18,000 verses has been calculated. So, each verse of Srimad Bhagavatam has different count of syllables, different meters. And the most common meter is called Anushtukta Stambha. So, in that, the count of syllables, that is taken as a standard. So if you count all the syllables in Srimad Bhagavatam and divide it by that Anushtukta Stambha syllable, then you get 18,000 verses. So I told him, now you do one thing, go and count all the syllables in Srimad Bhagavatam. And come back, calculate and tell whether it's 18,000 or not. So we take it, it's 18,000. Now all of those 18,000 verses, the executive summary of Srimad Bhagavatam is in the second chapter of the first canto, 34 verses. And therein it is said, please repeat, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo. Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo. Paro Dharmo, highest religion is Yato Bhaktir Adhoksaje. Yato Bhaktir Adhoksaje. Is loving devotional service unto Krishna. There is no mention of word Hindu, no mention of word Bharata. This is sectarian. loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is beyond the experience of senses. Adhakshaje means, aksha means eyes, who is beyond the experience of these blunt eyes. You need loving ointment in the eyes to see the Lord. So this is a beautiful definition of religion actually. It is non-sectarian. And Prabhupada emphasizes on this point that loving devotional service, that is the objective. Prema pumartho mahan. Everyone is looking for love. But this Srimad Bhagavatam will give us love. Yato bhaktir adhokshaje. And there are two conditions. Ahetuki. If one is without any personal motive, ulterior motive, and the other one apratihata, then and their devotion is complete, without interruption, then yenatma suprasiddhati, they'll be fully satisfied. Now hang on, at the start we mentioned that no, any desire you have, Srimad Bhagavatam will fulfill. So, ulterior motive is allowed or is not allowed? So, Srimad Bhagavatam, in the last few verses we have sung, says, asadu sadhua, that even if one person is not 100% fixed, their desires is misplaced. Like example is given of Dhruva Maharaj. His desire was misplaced. Instead of wanting love for Krishna, he was after a kingdom. And more worse than that, we find personalities in Srimad Bhagavatam. For example, Ajamil, a sinful person, not following religious principles at all, but committing sinful activities. So even that personality, Ajamil, he was delivered by following this process. So whatever you are, whatever your desire is, Bhagavatam says, akama sarvakamo va. Akama means having no material desires. Sarvakamo va means having all the material desires. So if you are very, very ambitious, Srimad Bhagavatam invites you, yes, come. Why? Tato jayam udirayat. Srimad Bhagavatam is the very means of conquest. Our Guru Maharaj used to explain this point, that tato jayam udirayat means that we will be able to conquer anything we want. You know, when we are young especially, we want to conquer the world. We want to, rise in all the fields. And guess what? Srimad Bhagavatam will assist in fulfilling our ambitions. But at the same time, Srimad Bhagavatam, I won't actually mention that, we'll mention a bit later. Let's leave at this point. Here, Srimad Bhagavatam will fulfill all the desires. And then, so what is the process of Srimad Bhagavatam? The process of Srimad Bhagavatam is very simple. The next verse of the executive summary, it is given. Vasudeve Bhagavati.
Vasudeve Bhagavati.
Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha.
Bhagavad Bhakti Yogaha.
Onto the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, Krishna. When we undertake the process of Bhagavad Bhakti, devotional service, then Janyati Ashu Vairagyam. Then causeless, then detachment. Vairagya means detachment comes about from nonsense things. Janyati Ashu Vairagyam. Jnanam Chayat Ahetukim. And on that vessel of detachment, knowledge about Krishna, knowledge about devotional service, knowledge about devotees, it will be instilled. So, when one hears Srimad Bhagavatam, the dormant Jnana and Vairagya knowledge and detachment which have become very old and feeble in our consciousness, they will wake up. And they will never go back to sleep again. This is the effect of Srimad Bhagavatam, that no other scripture can deliver, because it has been proven by Narad Muni. He tried it all. But even Bhagavad Gita was recited, but Jnana and Vairagya opened their eyes just a bit, and then they went back unconscious. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Lord Krishna himself. And yet, it was not effective. Srimad Bhagavatam therefore described as the postgraduate studies. So are we deriding Bhagavad Gita? Not at all. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a great scripture. It tells the Siddhanta. It tells us the principles. But how to practically apply those principles is given by Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore both are important. Srimad Bhagavatam is like the wings of a bird, and Bhagavad Gita is the bird. And Srimad Bhagavatam makes Bhagavad Gita fly. Someone was saying recently that they were taking children's classes and explaining the principles of Bhagavad Gita, and the children were not able to understand. But then when they took the pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam, then they understood all the concepts so nicely. Why? Because Galitam Phalam, it is the ripened fruit. It is not the leaf, it is not the twig that we are asked to chew. No, Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literature. Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya. O you who are enriched with the jewels of all spiritual philosophical conclusions. So Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya. So Siddhanta means the ending conclusion. So many, someone may write thesis, and in the thesis they'll explore all the angles, like Vyasadeva did. He wrote so many scriptures, he explored all the angles. But what is the ending conclusion? That ending conclusion is Srimad Bhagavatam. Devotees are requesting that everyone please move forth, right forth again. Please, especially from that side. If you can come in this area. A lot more devotees are coming. So Siddhanta, Anta means end. So Siddhanta means the ending conclusion. Okay, what is the end? So that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is the end of Srimad Bhagavatam? The last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam? Last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya
Nama Sankirtanam Yasya
Sarva Papa Pranashanam
Sarva Papa Pranashanam
Pranamo Dukkashamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param.
Tam Namami Harim Param.
So just Nam Sankirtana, the chanting of the holy names of Krishna. But to have full faith in chanting of the holy names of Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam will give us the direction. Without Srimad Bhagavatam, at best, we can be cheap sentimentalists. In Prabhupada's purport, Prabhupada at one place says, please repeat, and our Guru Maharaj made us memorize this sentence. He says that devotional service, which is based on the foreground of full knowledge. So devotional service is what? Bhakti. Foreground of full knowledge is what? Jnana. Combined with detachment from material association. What is that? Vairagya. Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya. Devotional service, which is based on the foreground of full knowledge, combined with detachment from material association is the only perfect way I missed one point. So, which is based on the foreground of full knowledge, based on the oral reception of the Vedanta Shruti. So, oral reception of the Vedanta Shruti, what does that signify? Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the summary, natural commentary on Vedanta Shruti. Is the only perfect way a seriously inquisitive student can understand absolute truth. Again, this is given in the second chapter of the first canto. So, we cannot minimize these three aspects: bhakti, jnana, vairagya. I was hearing a class, Prabhupada was saying, some person may be cheaply, putting themselves forward as a great spiritualist. They may be crying, tears may be running when they sing songs. But the real test, which can be tangible, is how much detached they are. How much detached they are from all the bad things and also from all the good things. That is the sign. In Srimad Bhagavatam there is a verse which says that, how when we eat, three things happen. What are the three things? Hunger is satisfied, body is nourished, one gets satisfaction. So, similarly, when we do devotional service, three things happen. Loving devotional service to Krishna is established. Bhakti, pareshanubhava, virakti. So, bhakti, devotional service. Para, Isha, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Bhakti pareshan nubhava. Anubhava means one experiences. So this is a direct process of experiencing Krishna. Virakti. And the detachment will come. Together with that, knowledge. These three things. Jnana, Bhakti, Vairagya. And then Bhakti becomes fully nourished because Jnana and Vairagya are fully conscious and awake. So this is the philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For this purpose, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga, Sikshartha Eka, Purusha Purana, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari, Kripam Buddhim, Tamaham Prapadye. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, I think he says this verse in glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is the ending conclusion of all the Vedas, Siddhanta. What do you understand by Siddhanta? Once there was a Mayavadi sannyasi who does not believe in form of Krishna, but they are always quoting the scriptures to debate. So his name was Madhusudan Saraswati, went to Vrindavan, and after having darshan of Bhakya Vihari, was coming out from there, and one Vaishnava devotee said, "Oh Siddhanta Saraswati, you think you are a big Vedantist, and how good you feel when you defeat someone in debate through Sankara Bhasya." So he just stood silent there. Then the Vaishnava said, "You say everyone is Brahma, you are Brahma, Krishna is Brahma, I am Brahma. Then how proud you feel when you, Brahma, defeat another Brahma." You feel proud? It's the same. So then his eyes opened. No. Living entities are not Lord. They cannot be Lord. They are not even potential Lord. The Jiva is always subordinate. And then because that Vaishnava was pure, he spoke the Bhagavatam Dharma, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, from that they just started chanting Krishna's name. And then his disciples confronted him that, oh Guru, Maharaj, you have deviated from what you taught us. So what do you understand to be the truth, the Siddhanta, the ending conclusion, the Tattva? So then Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur composed one verse and replied to disciples. This is the ultimate truth. What is that? Please repeat. Vamshi Vibhushita Karar Navaniradabhat. There is a boy who is holding on his hands Karar, Vamshi, the flute. And Navaniradabhat, his bodily hue is the color of like a black cloud. And Arvindanetran, his eyes are like lotus petals. Arvindanetran, Vamshi Vibhushita Karar, Navaniradabhat, Pitambaram. He is wearing the yellow pitambara, dhoti. Pitambaram, Arunabimba, Paladarushtan. And his lips are like bimbo fruit tree, bimbo fruit, reddish. And he's touching the flute, Vamshi, with that. Pitambaran, Bimba Paladarushtan, Purnendu Sundara Mukhat. So Krishna's face is described like a full moon, Purnendu. So today we have Bhadra Purnima. Indu means moon. So today is Purnendu. So that's Krishna's lotus face, smiling lotus face. And it's Sundara, it's most beautiful. Krishna attracts everyone. We just have to look at Krishna. And through pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see Krishna. How can you see Krishna through pages of Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam tells that from Bhakti Yoga Paribhavita Hisroja Ase Srudikshita. Shruta means seeing. And Shruta means hearing. You are awake, thank you. And Ikshita means seeing. So such a nice word Brahmaji uses to describe this point. Srudikshita, seeing through the channel of ears. So when the sound vibration of Srimad Bhagavatam enters the ears, then we can actually see Krishna. Purnendu Sundara Mukhan, Arvinda Netran, Krishnat Param, Kimapi Tattvam Aham Na Jane. So he says, I don't know any other truth, any ending conclusion apart from Krishna. You may know of something else, but I do not know anything else. So this is the ending conclusion of all the Vedas. Therefore, the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva starts with by addressing this personality, Supreme Personality, Krishna. He says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So he says, yes, all pervading personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. He is the subject matter of this Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he describes his various activities and qualities, Janmadi. From him everything comes out. He is the source of maintenance, sustenance and ultimate annihilation. And he is Swarat, independent. All other truths are dependent on him. And he puts even demigods into illusion. Indra, Brahma, they pray to him and yet they cannot know his end. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyaistavai Veda Kramo Veda Sangha Kramo Pada Upanishadair Gayantiyam Samaga. Now the Sam Veda, all sing of Krishna's glories. Srila Prabhupada actually was explaining this to George Harrison. This verse, there is conversation there. And if you can get hold of this conversation, beautifully Prabhupada sing this verse. Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Maruta Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyaistavai Vedai Sangha Kramopanishadai Gayantiyam Samaga. So he's saying, this Srimad Bhagavatam is meant to be sung, Gayantiyam Samaga. And George Harrison, of course, is a singer. So, Prabhupada is impressing upon him, yes, the Srimad Bhagavatam verses have to be sung. This is how we relish Srimad Bhagavatam. By singing Srimad Bhagavatam. These meters are perfect meters. And musically also it can be sung. Let's sing one nice verse. We hardly have reached anywhere. You can sing. Mallanam, no. Mallanam mashanirninam naravaram Strinam smaro murtiman Gopanam swajanam shatam shiti pujanam Shashta swapitru sisu Mrityojapater virata vidusam Tattvam param yoginam Krishninam paradevate tidikko Rangam gata sagraja. So this verse is literally called Shadulya Vikriditam, meaning the play of the tiger. So it goes like the tiger. And whenever there is a significant event happening in Srimad Bhagavatam, this meter comes in. So when Krishna is entering the wrestling arena of Kamsa, before that Srila Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, Krishna jumped onto the elephant, broke one of its tusks, and with it killed the elephant and the caretaker also. After killing the elephant, Krishna took the ivory tusk on his shoulder, decorated with drops of perspiration and sprinkled with blood of the elephant. He looked very beautiful. Also just picture this. These words are giving us a picture of Krishna. That Krishna, with the peacock feather on his head, broad shoulders, has killed the elephant, and the tusk of the elephant he has on his shoulders, and droplets of blood is still dropping from the tusk. He looked very beautiful, and thus he proceeded toward the wrestling arena. Lord Balram took the other tusk of the elephant on his shoulder. Accompanied by their cowhead boyfriends, they entered the whole wrestling arena of Kamsa. And then when they entered the wrestling arena of Kamsa, different people, according to the different mentalities, saw Krishna in different way. How did they see Krishna? Mallanam Ashinir. The wrestlers, they saw Krishna as lightning. Now, this boy, although he looks, not as strong as us, but he seems like lightning. When lightning strikes on your head, you are gone. And Ninam Naravaram, all the men in the assembly, when they saw Krishna, they saw this is the best of all men. They feel insecure. When anyone who claims to be a man sees Krishna, they feel insecure. And Strinam Smaro Murtinam, all the ladies in the assembly, they saw Krishna as the most beautiful person, as the Cupid personified. No one is as beautiful as Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says, therefore Krishna attracts everyone. And Gopanam Svajano, all the cowhead boys who were going with Krishna, they saw Krishna as, because everyone is admiring Krishna, adoring Krishna. And they are saying, oh, everyone is adoring Krishna, but hey, guess what? This Krishna, he's ours. He's our friend. He's our buddy. Svajano Shatam. Gopanam Svajano Shatam. Shiti Bhujam. Asatam Shiti Bhujam. Shashta. And all the kings who came in alliance with Kamsa, they saw Krishna as great punisher. Sashta means one who punishes. So those who don't follow the laws of Bhagavatam, ultimately Krishna, through the agency of Dharma, through the agency of Yamaraja, punishes them. And sometimes directly punishes, like how he is about to do now. Swapitro Sisuhu. And all the elderly men in the assembly, the Vrishni and the Yadu dynasty men, they saw Krishna as, oh, our child has come, Sisuhu, small boy. And natural parental affection flowed from their hearts, seeing Krishna. Mrityur Bhojapater. Who is this? Kamsa. When Kamsa saw Krishna, he saw death personified. Kamsa was very, very fearful. And he saw death personified. Mrityur Bhojapater. Virat Avidusam. And all the unintelligent person in the assembly, they saw Krishna as Virat, meaning they could not understand who Krishna is. And this is, Prabhupada mentions 99.9% of people. You don't know who Krishna is. We don't care even who Krishna is. And they say, oh, if God comes in front of us, then I'll believe. But Krishna came in front of Duryodhan, Krishna came in front of Dushasan, Krishna came in front of Kauravas. Did they believe? No. To recognize God, one needs love of God. And love of God, Srimad Bhagavatam gives. Srimad Bhagavatam itself says, Anartho upasamam sakshat bhagavad bhakti adokshaje. That the anarthas are destroyed by Bhagavad Bhakti. And Bhagavad Bhakti comes how? Susrusoha sraddhadanasya. When submissively, with faith, Shusruso, we hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Krishna Parama Purushe. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and here his pastimes is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tataha bhaktir utpadyeta. Then bhakti awakens in the heart. This Srimad Bhagavatam gives Krishna to us by giving bhakti to us. When bhakti is there, then Krishna becomes yours. Krishna attracts everyone, but Krishna is attracted by bhakti, by love. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is, even though in one sense it is Krishna's form, but in another sense it is greater than Krishna, because it gives us Krishna bhakti. Tataha sat, therefore it says, bhakti sadyo utpadyeta. Utpad means it is arising. Bhakti arises in heart. As soon as susrusoha, as soon as we hear Krishna. So, Pujari ji, we can go up to 7 o'clock today? Thank you. Tatha bhaktir utpadiyata. Shoka moha bhayapaha. The result is our lamentation. We are thinking, oh, life is miserable. That is gone. Life is no longer miserable. Moha. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? All this feeling goes away. Bhaya, fear. Fear also is completely eradicated. One becomes fearless. Srila Prabhupada, when he came down from Jaladuta, then the captain of the ship said, "Oh Swami, you are all alone here. No one will listen. Let's come." And devotees are pointing from me, "Let's come forward." Please, more forward. There are people outside. There is plenty of room. I can see many gaps here, please. Over there as well. Yes. So fear is completely eradicated. One who pays audiences to Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's not be Abhidusam. Abhidusam means what? Yes. Abhidusam means what? Unintelligent. Because 99% of the persons fall in the category of this. So even when Krishna entered the wrestling arena, 99% of the persons, they could not understand Krishna. Do we want to be in that category? No. To be not be in that category, what do we need? Srimad Bhagavatam. And when we get Srimad Bhagavatam, what do we need to do with it? Open it up and read. Not leave it as it is. A few years ago, Madhvananda from Gold Coast has said, "Prabhu, let's go, we have to do Bhagavatam installation." And I said, "Why do you need me from Brisbane in the Gold Coast? You just do it, all the way." No, he's a big man. He's a doctor, husband is a doctor, wife is a doctor, big house is there, many people live there, good preaching. So okay, when we went there, we did Bhagavatam installation like this, these books you see here, 12 cantos, 18 volumes. Krishna himself is there, that's why this form of Krishna is there. And we spoke like this, encouraged everyone to buy Bhagavatam, which I'm going to do now as well. Why? Important. Why? Because it's the most important book. Siddhanta Saraswati said, all the books in the world are burnt, and if only this one book remains, there will be no loss. Will you send your children to school without a textbook? No answer. Please reciprocate. Will you send? No. No. Shreya, your parents gave you books when you went to school? Yeah? Have they given you Bhagavatam yet? Yes, you have. Very good. Good parents. This is the best gift you can give yourself and anyone. Because this is the determining factor in success or failure, as we said earlier. But then after we did the installation, we did the nice offering, bhoga, arti, everything. And then we were going back. Myself and Prabhu went back to sit in the car. All the devotees had already sat back. And all of a sudden we see the doctor running. And we said, "Oh, what happened to him? Why is he running?" He was so calm. He said, Prabhuji, you forgot your books." The whole point of that was that it's your books, you have paid for it. So you keep it, you read it. So having Srimad Bhagavatam is one thing, and then we have to open the pages. It not should be lying on the shelf as it is. And devotees are very kind. At cost price, this has been offered today, $250. So if you have it, doesn't matter. You get it for someone else who doesn't have it. Because this is the what did the Akashvani the sound from the sky said to Narad Muni, you have to perform a... How attentively were you listening? You have to perform a greatest... Yes, very good. Greatest welfare activity. You have to perform a greatest welfare activity to make Jnana and Vairagya awake again. And what was that greatest welfare activity? The recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the greatest welfare activity you can do. There is no greater welfare activity than getting yourself Srimad Bhagavatam, and if you have Srimad Bhagavatam, then gifting it to a friend, a relative, a children. I was very fortunate, for my 21st birthday, my father gifted me Srimad Bhagavatam. So we want this fortune to go to everyone. Therefore, Amarendra Prabhu and Rahul Prabhu are standing there like Jai Vijay near the door. They'll go to the door and they'll ask you a question, have you got Srimad Bhagavatam? And if you honestly answer no, then they will give you Srimad Bhagavatam and please, get it. Because, as we said, this will depend success or failure of life. You may see this as, we are pushing, but actually, when the mother feeds the child food, she knows that this will nourish the child. So, Srila Prabhupada labored so hard. I'll end up with this story. We see here Srila Prabhupada here speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. So he used to speak on the dictaphone, wake up 1 o'clock in the morning and have all the acharyas' commentaries there, and then he would speak Srimad Bhagavatam, and then the next day the disciples would transcribe it. So Srila Prabhupada, whatever we're reading, Srila Prabhupada has actually spoken. So Srila Prabhupada was in Fiji, and this was 1975, I think, 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Most of it he did in Fiji. And there, where he was staying with Jagannath Prabhu. At that time he wasn't initiated. So they were holding meetings, the meetings went on till 11:30 at night, because they were laying the foundation of the Krishna Kaliya temple in Lautoka. So at 1 o'clock at night, Jagannath Prabhu, he woke up because he heard sounds coming out that Srila Prabhupada was calling someone. So he thought, all the devotees must be sleeping, and Srila Prabhupada is calling, no one is attending. So he knocked on Prabhupada's room door, and Prabhupada said, yes. And then he opened the door and he saw Prabhupada like this, transcribing. So at 1 o'clock at night, Prabhupada used to wake up and transcribe for 3 hours like that, for our benefit, so that we can take up and read it. And if we don't do that, we are not doing justice to Srila Prabhupada's hard labor. He has already even chewed. So Srila Prabhupada, purports are the transcendental ecstasies of his realization. He's done even more work than Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva gives the Veds, but for our Kali Yuga puny, dull intelligence, Srila Prabhupada has chewed those verses like a mother. If the child is unable to chew, the mother would chew the food or make it in liquid form and give it. Srila Prabhupada has done that. Now, let's look at one of Srila Prabhupada's, such nice purports. If I can find it. Yes, I think it's here. Yeah, this verse. Such wonderful Srila Prabhupada's, so poetic, So this verse Yeah, we have time for reciting this verse. Please repeat. Sauchakashe Dhavalo Daro Daro Apyurukramasya Adharasona Sonima Dadyayamana Karakanja Sampute Yathabjakhande Kalahamsa Usvanaha. Please repeat. The white and fat bowled conch shell being gripped by the hand of Lord Krishna and sounded by him appeared to be reddened by the touch of his transcendental lips. It seemed that a white swan was playing in the stems of red lotus flowers. So the conch shell, now the pujari will blow soon, is all white. But Krishna is so spiritually potent that when he touched the conch shell, it became reddened. Our Guru Maharaj used to say that we don't need to eat red meat to have red blood cells. Devotional service actually gives us red blood cells and nourishment. But look at Prabhupada's purport here. Let's read this. The redness of the white conch shell due to the lip touch of Lord is a symbol of spiritual significance. The Lord is all spirit and matter is ignorance of this spiritual existence. Factually, there is nothing like matter in spiritual enlightenment. And this spiritual enlightenment takes place at once by the contact of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. The Lord is present in every particle of existence, and he can manifest his presence in anyone. The ardent love and devotional service to the Lord, or in other words, by spiritual contact with the Lord, everything becomes spiritually reddened like the conch shell in the grip of the Lord. And the Paramahamsas, or the supremely intelligent persons, plays like the part of a duckling swan in the water of spiritual bliss, eternally decorated by the lotus flower of the Lord's feet. Such a beautiful paper Srila Prabhupada has written. So, let's make our lives also spiritually surcharged and reddened by the transcendental touch of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this will make us happy, it will make us fearless, it will destroy lamentation, and it will give us nice disposition. As a whole community, this afternoon I was speaking with someone, and they were saying, every day we should be reciting these verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. I mean, we have only touched at 3 lines of Krishna's Stavalila. We haven't even gone any further. And there is no reason why it can happen. Just imagine, if I presume there would be maybe about 50 families here. Just imagine if you all live close by here and you all take once a month service of cooking for 200 people. We'll train you, don't worry. And then everyone just comes here after work. We'll have few teachers who will take the academic needs of the children, maths classes, science classes, everything. We're actually building classrooms here. So all the tuition will do that. And also we'll give them Bhagavatam teaching as well. So Prasadam is taken care of. I mean, this is what Varnashram community Srila Prabhupada wanted to be built. And in that, the elderly live, the grastas live, the children live, the elderly take care of the children, the grastas take care of the children and the elderly. And the whole system works so nicely. Why? Because it is centered around Krishna. And Srimad Bhagavatam presents this view. Please repeat. Ataha kumbhir dvija sreshtha varnashrama vibhagasaha. This vibhaga or division of the ashramas and varnas, ataha varnashrama vibhagasaha swa-anushtitasya dharmasya. By this anushtan, if we can follow this path and our swadharma, follow it in this way, then samsiddhir haritoshanam. Then Krishna will be satisfied and we all will be satisfied. And it will be wonderful. You only have to cook once a month. And you can enjoy the whole delicious feast here. So please, we'll end here. Get Srimad Bhagavatam, gift Srimad Bhagavatam, and let's take advantage of this auspicious day of Bhadra Purnima. It is fallen on Sunday, and of full moon, and let the moon of Krishna, Purnendu Sundar Mukhat, rise within our consciousness. Any quick questions? So, Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna, and let's just offer this praise to this form of Krishna over here. Please repeat, and thereafter we'll start Arati. Pado yadivyo prathama dvitiyo triti yaturyo katito yaduru nabhistatha panchamaeva sashto bhujantaram dor yugalam tathanyo kanthasturajan navamo yadiyo mukharvindam dashamam prapullam ekadasho yasya lalatapattam shiropi yadvadasha eva bhati. The first and second cantos of Bhagavatam are Krishna's feet. The third and the fourth cantos are as his thighs. The fifth canto is his navel. The sixth canto is his chest. The seventh and eighth cantos are his arms. The ninth canto is his throat. The 10th canto is his beautiful lotus face. The 11th canto is his forehead. And the 12th canto is his head. And what will happen if we'll take this? He says, Namami Devam Karunanidhanam Tamalvarnam Sruhitavataram Apara samsara samudra setum bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. Please repeat this. I bow down to that Lord, the ocean of mercy, whose color is like that of a tamala tree, and who appears in this world for the welfare of all. I worship him as the bridge for crossing the unfathomable ocean of material existence. this Bhagavata has appeared as his very self and is non-different from him. So when you get Srimad Bhagavatam today, you are taking Krishna with you. Jai Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Bhadra Purnima Festival ki, and there have been few books sponsored already. So if money is a problem for you, you can speak to devotees there. They have already been paid for, so you can take Krishna with you. So this is the generosity some devotees have shown. So it'd be good if you also can reciprocate. You know, if Krishna has generously given you as well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu ki
Gaur Bhakta ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki